everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Let's encode the logic. I hope you all are doing good. So in this video, we are going to see about this for loop. In the previous video, we have discussed about this while loop. So before going to this for loop, let's make a quick recap of this while loop. So what is this while loop? So the while loop provides a mechanism to repeat one or more statements while a particular condition is true. So if that condition is true, then it will repeat one or more statements, right? Okay. Now let's see the for loop. Like the while loop, the for loop provides a mechanism to repeat a task until a particular condition is true. It is also same as the while loop. At first, the condition is checked. If that condition is true, and it will repeat a set of statements. It repeats a task. The for loop is usually known as determinate or definite loop because the programmer knows exactly how many times the loop will repeat. So the number of times the loop has to be executed can be determined mathematically, checking the logic of the loop. So by checking the logic of the loop, we can determine how many times the loop will be going to execute. Okay, what happened in the while loop? Okay, what happened in the while loop? So if you see this example, at first we initialized I equal to 0 and then this condition is checked. I is less than or equal to 10, right? In this case, when I equal to 0, this while loop is executed 11 times, right? This is executed 11 times. And for suppose if the I equal to 1, then the same while loop will be executed for 10 times, right? So we can't say how many times this while loop will be going to executed by just seeing this condition. Yeah, we can say, but this will be purely depends on I, right? So if I equal to 1, it will be executed for 10 times. If the I equal to 0, then this will be executed for 11 times. So every time the number of iterations are changing. So we can't determine the number of executions, number of iterations. But in the for loop, we can determine the number of iteration just checking the logic of the loop. The for in statement is a looping statement used in Python to iterate over a sequence of objects, i.e. go through each item in a sequence. So let's focus on this point, go through each item in a sequence. So what could be the sequence? The sequence might be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is a sequence, right? Or the sequence might be like 2, 4, 6, 8, or 10, etc., right? So the sequence might be anything. Okay, let's consider this sequence as of now. So the for in statement is a looping statement used in Python to iterate over a sequence of objects. So we are going to iterate over this sequence of objects. Okay, let's see this flowchart now. So for loop iterating in sequence. So till now in the if statement, if-else statement, if-elif-else statement, and the while loop, we kept a condition. Right? We kept a condition and that might be any kind of condition. And that condition will be based on our requirement. So now in this for loop, we will check the condition and that condition will be mainly focused on last item in the sequence. Okay, let us say if the item is not the last item, right? So if that condition is false, then the body will be executed. The body of for loop will be executed. And again, we will check it. Is the item will be the last item? No. Then again the body. So this will keep on going. Right. Once we will reach the last item, if it is true, then we will exit from the for loop. Okay, let's work on this sequence. At first, we will check this one. Is the one is the last item in the sequence? No. Let us say we are going to print this one. Okay, let's print it. And again, we will move to the next item in the sequence. So, is 2 is the last item in the sequence? No, we will print 2. And again, we'll move to the next item in the sequence. That was 3. Is 3 is the last item in the sequence? No, we'll print 3. And then we'll print 4. And then we'll move to 5. Is 5 is the last item in the sequence? Yes, it is the last item in the sequence, right? So then we will come out of the loop. So in this way, the for loop will works. It mainly focus on last item in the sequence. Okay. The range of function. So along with the for loop, we will use this range of function. So what is this range of function? The range of is a built-in function in Python that is used to iterate to over a sequence of numbers. So it is a built-in function, means a predefined function, which is used to iterate over a sequence of numbers or sequence of items. The syntax of range is range of beg and the step. So what is this beg and step? The beg indicates from which number the for loop needs to be started, and the end will indicate from where the for loop should be ended. And coming to the step, let's talk about this step later. The range of produces a sequence of number starting with beg, this will be include, and ending with 1 less than the number end. So how this range of function will work was, so we will include this beginning, but the end was not included. So in this way, the range will work. Okay, let's understand about it more after seeing an example. Okay, next, the step argument is optional. By default, every number in the range is incremented by 1. But we can specify a different increment using the step. So this step is mainly used to do a different increment. But this step is an optional. If we don't declare the step, then by default, the number in the range is incremented by 1. And this step can be either negative and positive, but not 0. There might be some cases where we want to decrement, right? In that case, we need to use this negative numbers. Or we can use positive numbers like 2, 3, 4, anything. Okay, let's see this example. For I in range 1, 10, 2. So 1 is the beginning and 10 is the end and 2 is the step. Print I. Okay, let's understand this code snippet. Okay, at first, we will start from the beginning, right? So for I in range of 1, 10. So my I will become 1. And if you see the for and in and the range, these all are built-in functions. But here the I is a variable. We can either keep any other variables also. It doesn't matter. Here I is a variable and the for in range are the predefined rule that we need to follow whenever we use this for loop. Okay. I equal to 1 and we will print 1. So this will be the pass 1. Now after printing this 1, what happens was my I will be incremented. So how it will be incremented? It will be incremented with the number which we declared at the step position. So here the step was 2. So we will increment the I by 2. Okay, let's keep pass 2. Now my I will be like I equal to I plus 2. That was I was 1. I 1 plus 2 equal to 3. Right? And I will print the 3. So this is the pass 2. And in the next iteration, that was pass 3. So again, I will become I plus 2. So what was my I before? It was 3. So we will do 3 plus 2. That was 5. And we will print 5. Okay, fine. And in my pass 4, I will be 5 plus 2, 7. And we will print 7. Right? And in my pass 5, I will be 9 and I will print 9. And in the pass 6, my I will be 11. So we will check, is my 11 is within the sequence? That was 1 to 10. No, right? So this pass will not be executed. So there is no such pass will be there. So we will check, is the number is within this range 1 to 10 or not? And one more important thing was including 1, but not including the 10. So within the 10. So we will check the range of 1, 9. If the items will be within this 1 to 9, including 9 and including 1, then only we will print it. And the output was printed 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. And the output will be printed in the same line because we have used and equal to double quotes. Okay, let's execute this program in the ideally shell. So I will do for I in range of 1, 10, 2. Let's print I, and equal to. Okay, let's run this. So if you see 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. Okay, fine. Okay, let's not keep anything. Okay, let me run this program again. So if you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So if you observe, as I said before, by default, every number in the range is incremented by 1. So if we don't mention this step, then the numbers will be incremented by 1, right? So at first the 1 is printed and then it will be incremented by I equal to I plus 1. So my I will become 2 and then it will be incremented by 1, then the 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And if you observe, the last number was 9, not 10, right? Even though we mentioned the 10, it will only work till 10 minus 1. Okay. And let's keep 3 this time. So my step was 3. Okay, let me run this. So if you see 1, 4, 7. So my I was 1, later I will become 1 plus 3, that was 4, and then 4 plus 3, that was 7, and then 7 plus 3, which will be exceeding the range, right? So we won't print further. Okay, now let's write on the countdown blastoff program. So what is this countdown blastoff program? So what we'll do in a New Year night? So before 10 seconds of the 12 p.m., we will start the countdown, right? So we'll start the countdown from 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then we'll say Happy New Year, right? Yeah, it sounds funny, right? But yeah, we need to write down the program for countdown blastoff. Okay, let's write down the countdown blastoff program using the for loop. In the previous video, we did the same program using a while loop. If you haven't watched that video yet, please do check it, and I will provide the link in the description box, guys. Okay, so using for loop, what we need to do? Okay, let's write for count in range of. So from where do we need to start the countdown from? We need to start the countdown from 10, right? Okay, let's keep that. And that will be go till 1, right? So if it is go till 1, what we need to include at the end? We need to include 0, right? So now we need to define the step. So what could be my step? What we are actually doing? We are counting the numbers from 10 to 1, right? 10, 9, 8, and then 7. So every time we are decreasing the counter. So we can define the step as -1, right? We can keep the -1. Okay. After that, what we need to do? We need to print count, right? Okay, let's keep and equal to like this. So after printing the countdown, what we need to do? We need to say Happy New Year, right? Okay, let's do that. So blastoff New Year and happy coding. So this is the countdown blastoff program, and this for loop will take care of the countdown. And after that, this will print the blastoff Happy New Year and happy coding. Okay, let's run this program. Okay, if you see 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, blastoff Happy New Year, happy coding. Okay. Okay, let's keep -2 here. Yeah, basically we won't do like 10, 8, 6, right? Okay, let's see what will happen actually. Okay, let me run this. So if you see 10, 8, 6, 4, 2, blastoff Happy New Year, happy coding. So in this way, the for loop will works. Okay, let's keep -1 itself. So this is the countdown blastoff program, guys. So in this way, the for loop will works. I hope you like this video, and thank you for watching. Hey folks, if you enjoyed this coding tutorial and found it helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Share it with your fellow coding buddies, drop a comment with your thoughts or questions, and of course, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss out on our latest content. Your support means a lot and it helps our community grow. Happy coding!